I've spoken about some of the men I've known. I think it's only fair that I speak about some of the women. Yeah, bring some balance to it. So there's one woman I've known. We'll call her Samantha. That's not her name, but that's what I call her in my book, Samantha. I met her in 2015. I was still in a committed romantic relationship then, and so I just looked at her as a colleague, and I had no idea of the profound impact she was going to have on me in my life. I had no idea then. And so 2015, worked together a bit, and then she sort of disappeared, and it was in 2019 that we worked together again, and then I first started getting to know her. When we were sleeping together back in 2019 and 2020, we were really, really unstable at the time. Like, I hadn't started on my healing journey. I would drink most weekends, sometimes just for a night, sometimes for a couple, and so the alcoholic in me met the alcoholic in her, and boom, bring on the chaos. So we'd have these drinks and we'd argue, then we'd pretend it's all fine, and we'd get naked and have a great time. Then we're back to arguing, and it's just this little merry-go-round that we created. And because we had to work together, and so we had to see each other in the office on Monday. I'd never slept with someone in the same office before. It wasn't my smartest move. It wasn't my smartest move. We decided not to tell our colleagues. When I say we, it wasn't really a we decision, it was a her decision. She wasn't comfortable with people knowing she was sleeping with a woman. I wasn't cool with that, but I was willing to tolerate it for a little while. Like, I've never been in the closet. As long as I've been sleeping with women, I've been open about it. I'd say she pulled me into a drama, but it wasn't just hers. We both created it. We did it together. So we had that time, then we stopped sleeping together in May 2020, and then for the next year we went from not talking to trying to be friends to be like, oh, can we do that thing we used to do again? Can we sleep together again some more? To no, friends, not talking. We did that for a year. We did it for a couple of years, really, and then it was in 2023 that we sort of decided, oh yeah, I've still got feelings for you. I've still got feelings for you too. Shall we try this again? That happened for about 5 seconds before we blew up, and I'm just like, fuck you, and she's like, fuck you. So we both were like that. And then she left town. Oh gosh, I was happy when she left town. I was like, thank you, universe, giving her what she wanted and moving her out of my way. Alright, so I feel like I haven't done our relationship justice at all, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, I came to realise that she's my karmic soulmate. Some people call it false twin flame. I don't really like that term, karmic soulmate. That's what Miss Samantha is to me. And so if you're not familiar with the term, karmic soulmates are people. So before we take these bodies, we have these soul contracts with people. And so we had a soul contract together to help each other work out the karma that we created during these births, before we took our first breaths. So with her, it was so tumultuous and just hectic and painful. And that's exactly what it was meant to be, because that's what we agreed. One of the frustrating things that I found with Samantha is she had such emotional immaturity. She wouldn't discuss things with me. We'd have an argument, and then I'd try to talk about it to sort of resolve it with her, and she wouldn't meet me. She would run away, and she'd refuse to have the discussion. And it's just like, mate, it's a safe place here. Let's talk about it. But no, she wouldn't. It did my head in. And I recognised much later, it's how I treated people in my earlier years, more so in my early 20s, not in my 30s, certainly not in my 40s, but in my early 20s, I was very terrible at having those open discussions with partners or with lovers, and I'd run away and I'd hide, and I wouldn't see how much that was hurting the other person that was trying to resolve something with me. And so Samantha's part in this was to help me see how it felt to be on the other side of that. So she helped me see that and balance out that karma that I'd created. Even though I've never been in the closet, I was, in earlier years, I was uncomfortable with people knowing that I slept with women. Thought they'd judge me for it. I don't know if people did or not. If they did, it's not really my problem now, is it? But there was that, and to see it from a different angle, to see, looking at Samantha's inability to lean into that sort of relationship was interesting. And it's just like, why are you hurting yourself? Why aren't you just accepting what you want? And no one's making you do anything. Being straight, being bi, being gay, whatever, do whatever you want. But do you even know what you want? We'd have a good time. We'd have a good time in a lot of ways. But then she'd freak out by her feelings for me, and then she'd push me away. And it's just like, fuck off, mate. Like, I'm just trying to create something with you. She just wouldn't let me love her. She wouldn't. She wouldn't let me love her. Because she didn't know how to love herself. She was terrible at loving me. Of course she was, because she doesn't know how to love herself. And the way we love ourselves is the template for how we love others. We can't give away what we don't have, and we can't teach what we don't know. We cannot love anyone more than we love ourselves. It's not possible. So it's no surprise that she was terrible at loving me. She had no love for herself. It took me a long time to get really comfortable with that idea with her. So I kept trying. The connection between us was very alive for a long time. Like, I wouldn't see her for months, and then we'd catch up, and then suddenly it's just like, oh, we're in bed together again. And it felt really good. And then she wouldn't talk to me afterwards, and then I'm angry, and then it's just like, we're not doing this anymore. Here comes a houseboat. You can't see it, but it's called a ripple effect. We all have a ripple effect, don't we? The love was real between Samantha and I. But it was complicated though, because of her inability to love. But then at times, it's like she'd just get out of the way and let that soul love pour out, because we are deeply entwined on a soul level, her and I. And at times it would just be that connection, but it'd be very fleeting, it'd be very rare, and she'd never be sober. I stopped drinking years ago. She didn't. A couple of times she said that she'll come see me, she'll fly to come see me. It's a woman that couldn't come and see me when I was living in the same town, and she reckons she'll fly to another country to see me? Fucking as if you will, mate. Tell me when you're sober. Oh, that's right. You don't talk to me when you're sober. Samantha has helped teach me forgiveness. She's been a big teacher for forgiveness. It's like, how do you forgive someone that hurts you over and over again and gives you so very little? She gives me very little. But I know that she was put in my path, so she could help me clean up my karma, and she's been amazing at that. It's been so painful. Hence why my chapter, the chapter about her in my book's called Learning from a Painful Love. So painful. But she's helped me clean it up, so that's great. It used to be so hard to forgive her. I'd just be like, stop fucking hurting me, stop doing this, stop being Jekyll and Hyde, stop being in and out, like, why are you doing this to me? And I take it very personally. until I learned that's how I treated people when I was younger. It's how it feels to be on the other end of that, and it's not nice. I haven't been that person for a long time, but karma has to balance out the scorecard at some point. It became easier to forgive her when I'd see her more clearly, when I'd see her suffering, when I'd see her lack of love within. Like, she doesn't have much love within, and I come bringing all this love and this light, and she's like, oh, don't look at me. She's literally said that to me at times, don't look at me. I'm going to keep loving her. I don't know how not to. I've tried so many times to stop loving her. I can't. And I'm not supposed to. Just because I love her doesn't mean I need to talk to her in the physical, doesn't mean I need to see her, doesn't mean I need to catch up with her. I have no interest in that. Have a great day, friends.